Nigeria's problem is not greed. Greed is a symptom of the Nigerian problem. The Nigerian problem is short-sightedness. We do not see beyond our nose.
So we're not planting trees?
Nope, we are not. We're eating the seed.
Chuka Obi is one of the most influential creative minds in modern Nigerian advertising, a strategist, storyteller, and cultural engineer. From scripting MTN's iconic Idon Port campaign to leading creative direction at DDB Lagos and Insight Publicis, he helped shape the tone of Nigeria's brand narrative.
As creatives, we don't really make that much money, and we are more in tune with getting our credit above all. So if creatives really want to push the creative industry, they should get into positions whereby they can push it without necessarily being the ones who took the credit for pushing it. In due time, your credit will come. Don't put the cart before the horse. Don't put the credit before the job.
That's true.
Put the job first, then the credit comes later.
Today, as Director of Creativity and Innovations at MTN, he continues to fuse art, culture, and strategy into work that defines the industry's future.
The creative economy doesn't mean economy by creatives. It means an economy that is based on turning creativity into profitable product.
How do you know if an idea is worth pursuing, and when do you know to pivot or to quit?
I think
Welcome, guys, to another episode of Venture Valley. It promises to always get better based on the quality of guests, conversations, insights that are being shared on this platform. Like I like to encourage you all, the easiest thing you could do for us is to like, share, and subscribe, because the more you support us by liking, sharing, subscribing, engaging with the content on this platform, the more guests we could bring, the more notoriety our channel gets, and the more the mission of Venture Valley gets established. On today's episode, I have someone who I will call a creative powerhouse, a multi-award winning creative director, someone who has evolved his creativity from being a comic book artist to producing one of the best and globally recognized campaigns across Africa, to also becoming an executive creative director in one of the biggest advertising agencies in Africa, to also becoming the head of digital innovations as one of the biggest mobile networks in Africa. This is someone who has worked on Grammy award-winning projects, bringing his creativity, supporting various artists across various spheres. As a matter of fact, sometimes I lose track with what he's working on, every day. But he's the one and only Chuka Obi. You're welcome.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me.
I know you're a bit cringed when I was doing the intro.
Yeah, really, yeah. So,
which one was a lie?
It's not about being a lie. It's just that it just feels weird when people read out what you've done. Like, oh, okay. Okay, it's true. But yeah, it's just weird. Something I do it in front of you, right?
I know it can be.
Yes.
I mean, but how do you describe yourself nowadays?
That's a good question. I think when people ask what do you do, I say that's true. What do I do? I think the real question is what don't I do? So that probably helps.
Okay.
That's a good place to start from. Okay. So if it's creative, you'll find me in it. I think that's the best way to think about it.
Yeah, but how do you think about creativity nowadays?
I think that anything that elicits, a powerful way of solving a problem and wrapping it in something that has a memorable story or memorable tale in it. But a story can be an event, it could be a narrative, it could be an effect. I think that's what is creative to me. So finding unusual but beautiful and memorable ways, to speak, to solve problems, to care, to narrate. That's creativity.
And I mean, right now we're in an age of, we're in a stage in society where there's been like a whole drive towards the creative economy.
Yep.
Everyone is talking about it. Hype, fad, bubble. What are you thinking about it?
I think that is good because when this happens, over time, the wheat will be separated from the chaff. But it won't happen if it doesn't have that exposure, as it were. So a lot of it is hype, like you said. But that's expected because Nigeria is a very bandwagon country. Once one thing is hot, everybody's on it, like flies on. You know what?
Yeah.
So, and that's what's happening a lot. Plus, a lot of people are, because of the, for lack of a better term, the mediocrity culture. So they're always looking for a place where they can hide under. You can hide a lot of mediocrity under the name art. You know?
That's a tough blow.
So, and that's the truth, you know, and people are looking, Nigerians are looking for ways to make money, or in most cases, where to collect money without really making it.
Yeah.
So they're hoping that maybe that the creative economy will be the next place where they can, you know, chop money from. So, but as it goes, there's only so, how did Jay-Z say, there's only so long fake dogs can pretend, you know? So over time, if you're a one-trick pony, it will show. Over time, if you're really empty, it will show. And if you have sense and you're a one-trick pony, if you have sense and you're empty, you will find people around you that are not one-trick ponies and that are not empty. And you bring them in to cover hide your emptiness or hide your monotony.
Yeah.
And those people will be creative people. And when they come and do their thing, maybe you take the credit. That's fine. But it will mean that creative people are actually in the creative space and they are making money off it. You can take the shine, as long as you pay them, as long as the creative work that is done is actually creative. I'm fine with it. One of the first things I learned in advertising, my first ever creative director, Anthony Enko, because, you know, as creatives, we don't really make that much money.
Yeah.
And we are more in tune with getting our credit above all. The fact that, oh, you gave me my credit for what I did, right? And he said something to me when I was fighting to, you know, all those, oh, I'm the one I did. No, I'm not the one I did. He said, you'll be amazed how much you would achieve if you don't care who took the credit. So if creatives really want to push the creative industry, the creative economy, they should get into positions whereby they can push it without necessarily being the ones who took the credit for pushing it. In due time, your credit will come. And if your credit they do use reach, once you have, it has happened over and over, write a book, write a memoir, grant interviews and tell the inside story. People will watch it, oh, he's the one that did it. Great. But the key thing is it was done.
Yeah.
You know, don't put the cart before the horse. Don't put the credit before the job.
That's true.
Put the job first, then the credit comes later.
Currently now, with the whole drive for the creative economy, lots of creatives are, I mean, everyone is talking about it. Everyone is starting a fund for it. I don't even want to go into that. But like, I mean, we'll come into that really. But I mean, you're hearing all sorts of things. I think you have been a talent. You've been a talent manager. You've created creative, not just for creative sake. What have you found to be missing in terms of, because right now, I think the key thing is, someone mentioned this, that we have the creative. Right now, we are yet to figure out the economy parts.
Sure.
Yes. So what do you think is causing that lack of connect? Because globally, to be a creative, you said, I mean, here we don't make a lot of money, but globally they make a lot of money.
Yes. So because there is a structure, there is an economy, and what an economy entails. Let's think about it. So if you were going to make money from music, there's a structure that makes it possible. And it always was that way. Before we came into this era of streaming, there was still a structure, from the record labels to the distribution. We do not pay attention to the structure of creativity. Snoop said it was show business, right? A lot of people are doing the show and forgetting the business.
Yeah.
You know, and it's the same thing with the creative economy. So people they know that, oh, there's money in this thing. Great. There's money in it. But now you just come, okay, we found out so people making money. Okay, so if you put down $1 million, you can make 12. Okay, let's put down $1 million. The reason why that $1 million became 12, nobody takes that into consideration. The fact that the pipeline from concept to sale to returns is a pipeline that is supposed to exist and it exists in countries that understand that it's supposed to be a creative economy. In Nigeria, we want to do money doubling. We don't care how the money came or was doubled. We just want to, this money can bring this money. And those are always the issues. So we're always putting the cart before the horse. And that's why creative funds, all these things, they are good, they are needed. What's key is the person in charge of ensuring that everything from conception to deployment and to return on investment, that pipeline is solidified and structured and people can track. So that's where the problem lies. And that's why creative economy cannot stand in isolation. It's not, a creative economy doesn't mean economy by creatives. It means an economy that is based on turning creativity into profitable product. But too many creatives treat it like, it's our time to, it's our own turn, to have money stuffed in our pockets. And it shows in the way people react and people act when these things come up. When you give people jobs to maybe make a movie or something, they think that the money to be made is by cornering like 50 or 60 or 70% of the budget that you're giving them, and then that's my profit. Then you now use 30% and do whatever you can, and then you will go and hey, well done. No,
that's a contract mindset.
That is how because Nigeria is a contract mindset country. When they build bridges, they think the same way. When they want to make a movie, they think the same way. When they want to build a hospital that will save your own life, they think the same way because people have not understood. Okay, I was talking with a friend recently, about 2 or 3 days ago. He owns a car company. And I mean that he owns a car company. I don't mean a company that imports cars. I mean a company that makes their own cars, made in Nigeria cars. And what I said to him, and he completely confirmed and agreed, is that Nigeria's problem is not greed. Greed is a symptom of the Nigerian problem. The Nigerian problem is short-sightedness. We do not see beyond our nose. And so when you don't see beyond your nose, everything to you, even seed, is food instead of for planting. And that's how they treat everything. Eat it, eat the seed, eat the seed. So I give you a 1 million naira seed. And that 1 million naira seed is supposed to come in 30-fold, 60-fold, and 100-fold. You take the 1 million naira seed and you eat it. All of it. Plant nothing. And that is how we are where we are. Because you're so short-sighted, you cannot see the possibility of the future. Most countries have planned whatever it is, whether it's the creative economy, whether it is infrastructure, whether it is education, they plan for 50, 60 years ahead. They have master plans. They have plans for time, for decades. We don't see beyond our nose. We simply don't. That's why when there was Vision 2010, so there was Vision 2000 in the 80s and the 90s. Yeah. It came and none of it was realized. Then there was Vision 2010, then Vision 2020. When 2025, none of the visions of all those years have materialized because they never thought of it in the truth of it.
Yeah.
So in 2025, we should be talking about Vision 2080 and carry through. But their minds are not too short-sighted to think that way. When they come, the money is like, what can we do now? How much can I hold now? Now, always now. So that is why you're having that issue in the creative economy. It is not unusual. It is a direct side effect of a sickness that the country has, which is short-sightedness. The blind lead the blind, and soon the two of them fall into a ditch. And that's what's happening. So you're telling a blind man, okay, just walk through. But he's not looking and seeing where he's walking. He's just walking and he falls into the ditch. That's what happens to Nigerians. They're so blinded. And so that short-sightedness is what is causing everything you see to be a grab as against a plant.
So we're not planting trees?
Nope, we are not. We're eating the seed and hoping that the trees materialize miraculously.
That's really powerful. I mean, recently I saw the Maven deal. I don't know if you saw it, 200 million USD. And then there was this other guy that I saw who sold 4 of his comic books, or did I say comic book rights, for like $4 million. You know, that was really exciting to see. And then I think I saw the Waju deal also. I think 1 point something million dollars. I don't know how much that deal was. But like, I think the creative economy, those things look encouraging to us. But to be sincere, on a global scale of things, those are very, very small. But I kind of feel like they are like a light in a tunnel.
Yes. You're right. And when you see them, it gives you the glimpse of what's possible. And it is possible. And unfortunately, once you see those deals, it's always about how some foreigner is seeing the potential of those things, hence those deals, as against us building the economy that makes this place where it actually thrives. So it's still that same mentality that is we are being saved by the magnanimity of the foreigner who sees the potential in what other people here do not see. And that's where we are at, because still short-sightedness. We can't see it. Short-sight, can't see. They, from across the ocean, see it and put the money down.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, I think totally the problem from what you just said now, and I see it clearly. I saw it. I don't know if you saw that post that I think it was the guys at Afropolitan podcast. They did an interview with Ubi Franklin, and then they did like an afterthought, and they were talking about the fact that Blackstone invested in music, how much they invested, and how a lot of these people are invested in their own climb. And the problem is, we on our own market here are not even betting on ourselves.
Nope.
As a matter of fact, I think there's even a sense of MAGA don't pay.
Thank you. Again, short-sightedness. Because in their mind, MAGA don't pay. What MAGA gave you, which is supposed to be a seed, you have seen it as a meal. So you eat it. And it still boils down to that same understanding. They don't get it. And it's not a creative people's problem. It's a fundamental
Cultural.
national problem. Because if you took that thing and went to the government and those in government who are supposed to make it happen, they'll ask you, okay, what's in it for me? How much is my own? Right? Meanwhile, in Japan, millions, even billions have been spent yearly on pushing anime, on pushing manga, because they are using it to push their culture. Same thing in Korea. The government is investing,
K-pop.
In K-pop and K-drama, because they are pushing their own culture. In Nigeria, everybody is out to fleece. And that is why we are where we are. And unfortunately, 1 out of every 5 Africans is a Nigerian. So if this is happening in Nigeria, I mean, the same applies to all of Africa.
What do you think creatives can do to better unlock value for themselves? Because I think there are still authentic creatives who are still trying to like just really build for the future. Does that mean we should all jackpot?
So jackpot is never the answer. And we all know it's not the answer. And even if you want to jackpot now, you can't be USA afterwards. The guy has done to B1 visa.
And I told someone that he's not even up to a year. So he has 3 more years.
Oh, man. I would like Trump. I so much like that man. Scatter everything.
He has scattered everything.
Scatter it all. Let people that's all that nonsense while living in America at the end. Go and fix your country. Too often the answer is escape. You go to Nigerians the only thing he needs to do, really, honestly, is that you should now jack up the prices of healthcare, health tourism. You should jack it. If you're coming from a foreign country, from an African country, pay 100,000 down payment. Same way you're paying for B1 visa. put it down unless you are, it is proved beyond reasonable doubt that you have never had any direct connections to government.
That would be mean.
That will save so many African lives, because all of a sudden people have to fix their own country's healthcare. Or, so if you look at it from the point of view of the creative, we have to do what we've done before. There was no movie industry in Nigeria. There was no music industry in Nigeria. Just a bunch of young Nigerians with dreams and a refusal to say no built what we know today as Nollywood and Afrobeats. Consistently pushing the bar, ignoring the fact that all the structure that exists in actual working countries were non-existent. I remember in 2003, I used to go on the internet to just check out South African hip hop.
Okay.
And the structure used to blow my mind. Everything was there: record labels, TV openings, music videos that were top quality. Squatter Camp was signed to a major label called Gallo. They went gold within the first 24 hours of releasing their third album, Cuckoo Function. And like it was, the whole setup was there. Proverbs album, beautiful. When New Metro came to Nigeria, then New Metro stores, and they're selling CDs, you will see the quality of the CDs coming out from SA.
When I used to buy them, I was like, what?
I mean, look at Proverb CD, look at Squatter CD. I bought these CDs and I was like, these are rap CDs. Look at the quality. Nigerians were still busy doing that Alaba thing where you
Those
put
paper.
that paper. Like, look at it was night and day. So that's what happens when there's a structure. But look at where Nigerians went with that structureless country. Look at how far we went without structure. So imagine if we had. Imagine if we actually put in place, in that period, we put in place stuff to ensure that, we actually become an economy and a proper economy. We didn't do that. And that's the thing. We don't build the foundations and the superstructures. We just find a way to make things happen. We as creatives need to start to change that and build in the things that ensure that our success is replicable. Our success is sustainable. That's what's missing, for Nigeria. Everybody talks about how, Nigeria and Africa have the greatest stories. And if you notice, Nollywood has since they've maxed out. They don't have thinking power anymore.
Hollywood.
Yes, Hollywood. They just keep just doing the same thing over and over again. The remix of the remix of the remix of the movie. That's what they've been doing. And we're not even providing them new material. We're not even saying, let's collaborate and let's be giving them the stories that will change. We are not. Because we haven't sat down to create. And we want an economy, but we don't want an ecosystem. But they go hand in hand.
Yeah.
Literally, an ecosystem is what decides what an economy is.
Yeah.
That's what's missing. So as creatives, and the problem is because we are creatives, a lot of times in Nigeria, at least, I don't know about other places, I think it happens in some other places anyway, but there is an us versus them mentality. Us creatives against maybe client service, us creatives against clients. But you cannot survive or thrive with that mindset. You have to collaborate and know that we have each other's backs. So, we're the creatives. They are the ones who understand the structure. Let's build the ecosystem together. We're doing the creatives. They don't understanding how the structure will ensure that everybody eats from this. We need to come together, do that, and then be patient. We always want everything to happen now. It can't. Build it over time, and then let's reap the rewards over time.
Let's even go back to you as an individual creative and the creatives watching this. How have you been able to consistently build a business around your creativity? And what are some mistakes that you've made along the way and some things that you think you've done right along the way?
So the first mistake I made was not wanting to do the business in the first place. I didn't want to do the business because I felt it was too much work. I'm just a creative who just wants to create. So the same problem I'm complaining about, I was guilty of. So just do it and then let other people sort out the other parts. Instead of finding somebody who is going to sort out the other parts joyfully, whose strength is sorting out the other parts, and then I'm partnering with that person. Ecosystem, again. That was my mistake. What I've gotten right is not pigeonholing myself to any one thing.
To any form of expression?
Yes. Everything is on the table. Every kind of expression. I'm not an art director. I'm not a copywriter. I'm everything I need to be to make creatives happen. Right? I'm a creative person. So wherever the creativity is going to take me to, I will go there and learn the skills to creating in that space. That's what I've gotten right by not being or by not trying to say, I'm the one that did everything. By not saying, I got the contract, I got the job to do, I must do it myself. Find the people who I'm going to collaborate with that makes that job excellent. That's what I get right. And I just need to extend that same mindset I extend to the creative process, to the business process, and not be afraid of building it, but find the right person to build it with. And that should be the same for every person. A lot of times creatives let themselves down. So if I might not know this story, but Young Jeezy.
Yeah, I know Young Jeezy.
He was not a musician.
Really?
Yeah, he was the label boss owner. He was the label owner. And then his artists were not showing up. Really? Yes. That's usually how Young Jeezy is there rapping. And we go and get all the masses, pay out of his pocket to get all these fire beats. He had money because he was into drugs at the time, made so much money, wanted to just go into what he loved, which was music, put artists on. The artists he paid them money, they would just go smoke, do nothing, not show up for studio sessions. And there are those fire beats that he has paid for from the Incredibles beats. Literally, yes, it was the Incredibles and the Runners and those kind of people. Then you went and started rapping on those beats, and then boom, Young Jeezy the artist.
Are you kidding? I never knew that story.
So us creatives, we let ourselves down sometimes, right? You'll give you a little bit of comfort, and all of a sudden you lose your mind. So,
I mean, I remember. Let's talk about one of your projects that some of our viewers will be very, very familiar with. The album art for Twice as Tall.
Yeah.
Tell us about it, because I know you spoke about collaboration.
Yes. So that's also the power of collaboration and relationship. So everybody that knows me knows that I think Burna Boy is the best.
I mean, you've been ranting about Burna Boy even before he became Burna Boy.
Before I met him.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm happy. It's not like, I met Burna Boy and I changed my views. No, I used to tell everybody that, look, at this time I'd worked with everybody that was somebody in the music industry except Burna Boy.
In what regard?
So, for example, Davido, by this time, this 2019, Davido had been the brand ambassador for MTN. I had written scripts.
Okay.
Worked with him on TV ads that we shot. I'd worked with him on stuff for Pepsi, which we shot. Same thing with Wizkid, both on Pepsi and on MTN. You name anybody. Tiwa Savage had worked with her on MTN, worked with her on Star. It just did.
Except Burna.
Except Burna. It was just crazy how Burna was the one person I was never on my radar to work with. And I remember being in boardrooms when we went to sign, and I'll be making case for them why Burna Boy should be the person you should sign. That he's the actual one. And they look at me like I'm crazy. So, it was such a satisfying I told you so moment when things started to unravel. So
2019.
We signed. I'm creative director of Insight. First happens is 2019 January. Burna Boy signs as star. We had done a presentation to to Nigerian breweries asking that they make him a brand ambassador for another brand. But they said, let's do Star. So great. Me, I'm fine. They signed him, Sha. So here we have it. And then we have to fly to the UK to do an ad with him because his schedule is crazy. So I get in, meet him for the first time. And then as I meet him, and I tell him straight off, okay, full disclosure, I've been a fan since Burn Notice. So for those who don't know, Burn Notice is Burna Boy's first mixtape. And that was in 2010. And he looks at me immediately, and you can see there's a different respect. Because at this point, he knows that he has Ye is hot. He has some hot songs at this point. He has... when the Gbedu they enter body, he has Angelina. Yes. Yeah, so there are a bunch of songs, not just Ye, that are really, really burning up the place. So he thinks everybody's now right now wants him to become brand ambassador. So there's an eye you look at people with at this point because you're here because I'm a big star now. But when this one has been my fan since when people didn't know me. So that kind of created a first kind of breaking of the ice. At that shoot, I was talking with his sisters who were there, and I saw one of his sisters show some drawings she did. I'm like, oh, you draw? She said, yes. I started showing her some stuff I drew. Because I used to draw comics for a living. And then that's how we started to bond. Okay. Shoot was done, everything. I meet him again, so maybe around May 2019 to find that shoot. We shoot. I have other stuff I'm doing with him.
This is why you were still at Insight?
While I'm still at Insight. So I met him at that shoot for Star. I went to meet him for something else because me and Clarence too are close. And Clarence was shooting most of his videos at the time. So then all this happens. Me and him, we just talk every now and then. Not a long time, but because he respects me enough, we are able to do stuff. When he's very antsy on set, I'll be able to prevail on him to do stuff and wait and all that. So yeah, okay, we have an okay relationship. We're not close. Then, end of 2019, January 2020, there's the Grammys, and he loses. Right? He doesn't win the Grammy for African Giant. So, but just a big backtrack. When we're shooting some of the stuff in 2019, because Star he's now a brand ambassador for Star, they want to use one of the songs. So they asked me to choose. So I sit down with him in his car and he's playing me the entire African Giants album before it comes out. So I'm just listening to the songs and I'm blown away. And I'm like, oh, by the way, I've chosen my single, the same, but keep playing because I'm enjoying the music. He said, oh, you chose? I said, yes. Which song did you choose? I said, the first one. He said, the first one, that's Anybody. I said, yes, Anybody. He said, interesting. That's the song I wanted to choose too. So, okay, we also think kind of alike musically. So, more respect. So, I had the privilege of choosing Anybody to be the single for Burna Boy when it dropped.
Oh, really?
Yes, I also helped do the video, all that. So and that's why if you watch the video properly, you see that it was there's a star chiller in the video, all that.
Yes.
So that was the bit. So now he loses the Grammy, and then COVID happens.
Okay.
And it just so happens that he doesn't live far from my house.
Okay.
So we wanted to shoot something during COVID for Pepsi. So we have to come to his house to shoot since people can't move around. So we come to the house, set up and everything. He sees me again. And then I'm like, how far? I said, this COVID thing, man. He tells me, I don't really think this COVID thing is real. I said, guy, don't try yourself. Anyway, we finish, we shoot. And he says, I want to play some songs for you. And so he takes me to the studio. And then he starts to play the songs that are as Twice As Tall Today. And I was like, bruh. As I was hearing these songs, I was like, I told him, you know what? Maybe it's a good thing you lost that Grammy. I don't think these songs would have happened if you won it. He said, it's true. So he plays me the songs, and then I'm thinking, this is great. So the songs haven't even been finished, when he plays them for me. Then, time for the album to come out. They start to plan the rollout. Then I get a call from his sister. Renami, and she calls me and says, "Hey, Chuka, it's true. Said you draw comics." I said, "Yes." She said, "Okay, we're going to roll out a comic book as part of the rollout for this album." We gave it to an American company to work on, but we don't think they're getting the vision that we have. Do you mind coming as a consultant so that you can set them up? I said, no problem. They set up a Zoom meeting, of course, because it was COVID. And then we had the meeting. By the time we're done in the meeting and I'd spoken, after the meeting's finished, Ranami calls me back and said, Chuka, it's like we're going to take it for this people and just give it to you. Because it's clear you don't understand what we're trying to do. So they paid these guys off like a fee and then hand it over to me to do the comic book. So I get my team together and we create the comic. As they see the comic and the quality and how it comes out and the storytelling and all that, then I'll say, okay. It's like you do the album cover. I said, okay. Let me see. And I brought it. Okay, fine. I got another team for that. We did the album cover.
So a team of like comic artists?
Yeah, so a team of, I'll get the artist, get the writer, the colorist, everything, person I put together. I'll just, based on what I see in my head, I'll pick the people I know that fit the bill.
The bill, yeah.
So as I was editing the album cover, then did the album cover finish, handed it in. And they said, okay, we've got, Spotify will call you. They want to do trading cards. And that's how it was. So I was talking with Atlantic, I was talking with Spotify, it was all because of relationship, right? And because you use the right network. Imagine if I start trying to say, I'm going to do this myself. I'm messed up now. But I got the right people and it kept pulling it together and it kept coming together,
So, but do you think, looking at your journey, I mean, even before you did the Burna Boy project, you had done a national campaign that we all had in our lips. I mean, you had done money campaigns, but I mean, the campaign that always comes up is Idon Port campaign, right? And that was when you were at DDB, right?
Yes.
Now, when you worked on the Idon, do you think it's because I mean, obviously, it's not like, because I don't want any creative listening to this just thinking one guy was lucky, because I think I tried to remove the lottery mindset that most creatives have, because like the Bible will say that I killed the lion, I killed the bear before you killed Goliath. So what do you think? Do you think it helped that you worked in an advertising agency? Because obviously you wouldn't have even met Burna if you had not been working in that advertising agency. Correct. Right. So how do you think that fits into a creative journey today? Because a lot of them are independent. We're in the freelance generation.
Yes. So, and that is another very key thing, and I'm glad you brought it up. You are not your best creative in isolation. Iron sharpens iron. And unfortunately, it's not a virtual sharpening all the time. So, being able to network with people brings a kind of connections that you cannot get virtually.
Unfortunately.
No matter how you try. Because no matter how much I like you, I cannot necessarily vibe with you. But there's something about human connections. Something about being in the same room with the same person. That's why, whether you like it or not, there is no podcast that is hot when it's virtual.
I agree.
Check.
I've struggled.
It doesn't work.
Yes,
it doesn't work. There's something about the energy in the room.
Yeah.
But in the same room, there's just something about it. And go and check any podcast. It's about, the guest came. You brought the guest. You can bring the guest online with the top of a finger. It doesn't have the same energy. It just does not. So
I've experimented with it, I think, and I've struggled with it.
You will struggle. That's just what it is. This is not COVID period, please. This is not Instagram Live. So I would say that you become and you are able to create certain things because you are in certain rooms with certain people. That's just how it works. So when a producer and a musician are vibing, certain things happen because they're in the room together. That's just how it is. God made it that way. It's just how He designed human beings to come together. No matter how great your fellowship is in church, is nowhere compared. You cannot compare when you guys meet on Zoom, whether you're having a wonderful worship session and everything. You can't compare it to when you are in the room worshiping together. It cannot be compared. So with that understanding, my career trajectory started off drawing comics, right?
Yeah.
How did I get good at drawing? I used to hone my skills myself, right? And I used to be best, till I met some guys who were better than me. And I joined them, and seeing them week on week, drawing with them week on week, is how I kept getting better, and they kept getting better. Because that competition, there's something about it.
Yeah.
Then I go into advertising, and I'm being directly mentored by people who are in the room with me. They're not just mentoring me on my skills, they're mentoring me on my character, telling me things I need to drop, telling me things I need to pick up, that are not just about whether I can draw or write, that have direct or indirect effect on how I draw and write. So those things are all important. Then, there's some things that mentors can do virtually. My boss then, Kumbi, God rest her soul, she used to tell me I should write 20 scripts, 10 scripts in 2 hours. Yes. Well, will I go to ChatGPT and escape?
There's no ChatGPT.
There's nothing there. You can, and if I give you that now, you can escape and do it, and then I can't see you because it's virtual. But if I'm telling you to write it in front of me, I would know. I'll give you a pen and paper to write it, so you can't even go online. Because that's what I was writing it on. But you become a beast by the time I'm done. It's not easy, it's not fun, but that's how beasts are born.
That's crazy, because I know in my agency, what we do is there's something we do like a 30 days copywriting challenge. Now I feel like they are playing.
I said I was such a badass by the time she was done. When I moved to my next agency, I remember the very first brief they gave me. It was a brief to write 2 radio ads for Oando Gas cylinders or so. Some just Oando Gas, yeah. And I said, 2 scripts. 2. I said, yes. Okay, 2 radios, yes. Okay, how long do I have? When do we need to be ready by the end of the day? End of the day. Okay, no problem. It was only 1 hour. Gave it to them. They didn't change a dot. And I was like, this is not work now. I mean, when I was doing that Saka Idon Port period, there was a time when I wrote 15 scripts in 4 hours. 15. Every single one was approved.
Was the Saka Idon Port one of the scripts?
I already did it before then.
Okay.
That one was too easy. So, like, I
mean, let's talk about it. I mean, I'm sure some viewers want to hear it. I mean, I've heard it so many times, but I think some of our viewers would like to hear it.
So, the script is not the key of Saka. It was a strategy. So the idea was, at that point in time, we're having discussions about, how are we going to sell this mobile number portability to people? MTN's focus was not getting customers. MTN's focus was retaining existing customers, because once MMP started, the people that are most likely to hurt the most are the people that have the most subscribers. So most people can go and say keep their number. So they were trying to focus on stay with us. We have the widest coverage. We have the best network, better blah, blah, blah. I'm like, that's what you've been selling to people since.
You might as well.
So what are you saying that? Why would that make anybody, change? So I said, instead, go on the offensive. Instead of telling everybody should stay with you, make it that thanks to portability, everybody can be an MTN user now. All of you that were, trying to make noise, because now your number didn't change, you can come to us. Maybe whatever reason you don't want to change your number because people have that number, whatever it is, you can now come to MTN, and that's how the whole story started. So how do we symbolize that people can come to MTN now? It has to be with somebody who was not on MTN. And the loudest voice that was anti-MTN was Saka. And it just so happened that they didn't give him a proper contract.
How did you know they didn't give him a corporate contract?
We just checked, though. It says, you know how God just aligns things. That's how, it was the wildest thing. Apparently, according to them, he was too lower class to be for the brand. So it was only good for being used for
An
certain.
influencer.
Thank you.
Not an ambassador.
Yes. So, here we are. So, anyway, that happened. I wrote the song.
You wrote the song?
Yes, I wrote the song. And when I wrote the song, I chose who was going to produce it and all. Got it. It was sang all. I said, yes, it's it. I went and presented it to MTN and Co. They said, no. Mm-hmm. You heard me right. Even my own people were like, I'm not sure this is the song. I'm like, is it this song? Is it too? And I used to go to war. I loved going to war. So I went to war with them. I said, this is what we're going to do. And I was a junior. So it's not like I'm a creative director.
You're not
no. I'm just a junior who everybody knows is mad. So, but I've done a bunch of campaigns that they loved. And I did a lot of stuff for them.
So you had earned your stripes.
I'd earned my stripes, I'd earned my right to fight.
To fight, yeah.
And then I had people that also backed me on my side, and like, Chuka, when he has a gut feeling, just listen to him and all. So I produced another song that was separate. It was called Follow Me Waka. And it was really nice too, but it was not as raz as so. And Saka didn't sing that thing. There was another guy that sang it, but the guy's voice sounded like Saka. So I was telling them Saka would sing it and all that. So they were like, oh, this one that is nice. And I said, no, this one that is nice, it will stay. I produced both of them. It will stay. When it's time for it to come, it will come. But this one, this I was scatter the place. Yes. So finally they agreed, they listened. We did the video. Shot it, kept it. It was 2012. They kept, NCC kept postponing the dates. Okay. So we just kept having to hide it. Anytime they postpone the date, they send an internal mail. Everybody, please.
NCC has.
Make sure you maintain quiet. Do not let the cat out of the bag until the final day. So when we were
How long did you guys have to wait?
About 5 months.
Oh, wow. And you have already done this surreptitious campaign. Saka had to...
Just keep quiet.
Damn.
Yeah. And then, boom. When it was out, it was out.
That was a large secret to keep.
Bruh, it wasn't easy.
Nigerians, I don't know how to keep secrets.
Bro, I think everybody was so excited with what we were doing. They were like, oh, nah.
Which agency were you at this time?
GDB.
And when it broke, how was the...
Bruh, I remember where I was when it broke. So we first broke it online because it was announced, let's say the date is the 13th of March or so for it. So on the 12th night on Facebook, because it was Facebook that was the thing then, 2013, on Facebook, on MTN's Facebook page. And I said, oh, mobile number portability launches tomorrow. And we're proud to introduce to you the very first person in the world in Nigeria to port. And then boom, Saka. I remember I was just scrolling through. At that time it was BlackBerry.
Yeah.
So people's BlackBerry status.
I'm sure you felt good.
I felt good. One of my foolish friends, I can't forget, said, MTN Egbondia. That means MTN has killed these people. In the morning, I was heading to work, and then I get a call from a friend that works at Etisalat. Said, Chuka. I said, are you the one that potted our Saka? I said, yes, it's me. He said, you have caused trouble, oh. I like it, but you have caused trouble.
Some people's head we roll.
One girl later told me, one lady later sent me a message explaining that, I used to work at Etila at the time when it happened. I said, what was it like? She said, it was dead silent. And there was no shouting, or just like a graveyard. Everybody just came to work and nobody was speaking.
Oh my god. Oh my god. That's crazy. Who will take responsibility for this? Who missed that in the contract? Who missed that in the contract? I cannot imagine that. Like, if that happens to my agency right now, oh man.
Bro.
Someone is losing their job.
Somebody has to die.
Someone has to die, man. What the hell? Who saw that and did not do anything about it? What I mean, like, well, how did that help your career?
Well, that's a good question, honestly, because I was seeing the stories everywhere. I was reading BlackBerry broadcasts about how
Analyzing it.
Yes. Even some people were talking about it in church, using it to preach sermons. Somebody talked about how they gave the guy who did it a car in the house. I said, hey, and I'll check. I'm still living in the flat I rented with my own money. And I'm still taking cab, not even Uber to work. It ain't me. So, and I didn't leave. Like, I didn't go to another agency. Because I'm sure if I did, then I would have maybe reaped
the reward.
Because the idea that, the person that ported him is looking for a new place. Woo! And God knows how much the money would have been.
Would have gone around the industry.
Yes. I had offers that were coming, but people that I respected were in DDB and at MTN, and I told me, don't go anywhere. And so I respected it, and I didn't go anywhere. So I stayed. I got promoted, and all that.
Eventually, I think you became executive.
Yes, I became an associate creative director.
Associate creative director. Okay.
Yes, shortly after, and so that was good. I became notorious, which is good for me. I like the notoriety. I'm not trying to be friends but he also what he really did for me is it built a special level of trust. Because people were like, oh, this guy actually went against us to make this thing happen, and look what happened. You should trust him more
than just
Because I remember that it was like the crowning moment. I'd done stuff for them in the past that went well, but it was always struggles. You're always fighting them to make it happen. Now that changed the narrative.
It was happening on a grand scale.
Yes. So now Chuka says, do this. No. So he was like, oh, Chuka, did you say that? I say, yes. Okay, we'll do it. So that's how we,
What run us through, like, what has been your, should I say your process, or should I say your system to staying fresh?
That's a very good question. I think benchmarking works. Always look at what is the best things. Don't decide what the best thing is. Go look at what's hot around the world. Look at how people are thinking of greater ideas and see how do you beat it or match it. A lot of times creatives are stuck in their own bubble. But you shouldn't. You should look outside for inspiration. Look at the very best of what is the very best at time. And how do you replicate? And replicate does not mean copy, does not mean duplicate. How do you match that success in your own milieu, in your own context, right? And that's how you continuously make sure that you are never left behind. Check what the young people that are coming up in the game are doing. Let them continue to put fire on your bum so that you know that you're never getting too complacent, which is one of the reasons why I'm actually leaving Glow. Because it's time to stay competitive again, get back in the ring, be sharpened, compete. Don't just be somewhere judging that, oh, okay, this is better. Show the better, create the better, so yeah.
So, but I mean, looking at your, African creatives and looking at the global space, what do you think we need to do? I mean, recently, I don't know if you saw that tweet where this one was I think someone was jabbing an artist talking about the fact that they changed their sound to sound global.
Yeah.
And then now they're having to come back to sound local.
Yes.
Because they lost their roots.
Yes.
Yes. So I think oftentimes we see African creatives making that mistake.
Yes.
But I think, to be fair, they are trying to do it for good reason. They are trying to like compete globally.
Okay, true. But the problem is that competing globally does not mean copying globally. They should, even if it's not Africans, learn from other people. The death of Craig David's career was when he said to start making music for Americans. That's what killed off what was easily probably going to be the career of the decade. After he dropped that He's Born to Do It album, my goodness, everywhere was like, bruh. And then all of a sudden he started trying to make music for Americans. The Americans that already were buying your music then, when you signed like British music, they were not buying it because they wanted you to sound American. They were buying it because they wanted that sound they couldn't get from America. And now you want to go and sell ice to a snowman once you decide to make your music like their, global sound. No, take your sound global. Don't take a global sound. And that is the mistake people make. The only thing that should be global about your sound is that the quality of the production, the quality of the is better and better because it's using the absolute best of the equipment, of the technology. But the actual sound itself, the actual music, the sound that makes you unique is not the global sound that you went to copy or collect. That already exists. That's not what made them listen to you because they already have enough of that. And that's the mistake people make. Our uniqueness is what you sell. Like I said in one of the songs a long time ago, I was like, let's emulate, yet remain distinct. Because the moment I become you, I become extinct.
That's powerful.
And that's what people need to remember. Don't try to be the next so and so. Don't say, oh, that sound is, let me try and sound like that. No. Let people want to sound like you. So yeah, that's the mistake they make.
So, but I think this also applies to our movies, right?
Absolutely. So it applies to everything we bring to the table. There's no Indian movie that we love because it is more American than an American movie.
Yeah.
Same goes for anywhere. Yes, K-pop. Exactly. From Slumdog Millionaire winning the Oscars that year, and you could tell they were distinctly stories from those specific places, influenced by their own folklore, influenced by their own society and their own societal realities. Nigerians are practicing too much escapism in our storytelling. And it doesn't need to be so.
Escapism.
Yes, they're creating their own world and selling it to your 19. So you're obviously creating stuff for Nigerians when you do that because you're taking foreign stuff and replicating it. Who are you selling it to? It has to be Nigerians because it can't be the foreign people you took it from. But if you're trying to make or export your stories, it will be your stories.
Yeah, I mean, export only makes sense when you're selling what you don't, what they don't.
What they don't have. Thank you, and that's exactly it.
That's quite something to ponder about. I mean, let's talk about AI.
Here we go.
I mean, I've been on different stages. As a matter of fact, I spoke at GITEX together with MI.
Okay.
I know you guys are friends.
Yes.
We're talking, and then the AI question came up. And everyone was asking, what do you think about its place? There are people of the school of thought that is killing creativity. There are people with the school of thought that it's making things easier.
Okay.
There are people of school of thought that it has made the world a bit more accessible for African creatives to compete.
Okay.
What are you saying?
Yeah,
what are we missing?
Yeah,
or how should we be careful?
You really need to be careful with whatever you get. AI is a tool. Full stop. And like with all tools, it can be used, it can be abused, it can be misused. It can be optimized for good, it can be used for wrong. There used to be advance fee fraud, 419 in Nigeria since the 70s and 80s. In the 90s, the computers came. And advanced fee fraud became emails. They call it the infernal African Prince email.
Yeah.
Did fraud start with computer? No. It just moved to the tool they now had. And just continues like that. It's the same thing with all forms of enterprise, positive or negative. Before the computer, people were creating using literate sets, typesetting. We're using our hands to do our stuff, analog. It was analog productions. Then the computers came, it became digital production. Photoshop, AI came later. But there was already Photoshop, there was CorelDRAW, there was Microsoft Word. All the things that you used to write before with your hands, create with your hands, had to be made with the computer. Those who could not transition from doing things manually to doing things digitally suffered. Is the same thing happening now. After the computer revolution changed it, the AI revolution changed how people create his work. You now have a tool that's not so different from the computer. Why? In computer, when you're doing anything, you want to copy, Control C or Command C. You want to paste, Control V or Command V. Yeah. You want to do stuff. What are those things? You call them, they are prompts. Your Photoshop layers, everything, you're prompting the computer, but you're prompting it using keys and a mouse. Now you're prompting it using words and sentences. They are both commands. And
they're all prompts, yeah.
They're all prompts.
Commands that time.
Yes. Yeah. And the computer will do what you told it to do. Same thing. It's just that the format of how you do it has changed. Once you understand it in this manner, you learn AI because it's now the new way I use my computer, in quotes. It's the new way I use tech. Does it mean people will be lazy? Of course. When the computer came, a lot of people became lazy. A lot of people would just go and find existing layouts, find existing ads, and copy it verbatim.
Yeah.
Because people are lazy. Now, what happens? People just go feed it into ChatGPT, and whatever it brings out, they will give it to you and say they created it. So all that it does is that it further amplifies or exposes who a person is. That's what it does. I'll always say this. Artificial intelligence will never replace natural brilliance. The existence of artificial intelligence is proof of natural brilliance, because a naturally brilliant mind created
artificial intelligence.
Thank you. And they will continue to create other things that might even surpass artificial intelligence. And it's not AI that will create it, it's another naturally brilliant human mind that will create it. So AI is only dependent on what you do with it. That's the simple truth. The same way with the computer is only dependent on what you do with it. A lot of people own computers that have crazy specs. Yes. And all they do on it is watch film. And then write on Microsoft Word. And then check email. Boom. Meanwhile, there's some dude whose computer is like a shaky Pentium 4. And that's all he can get access to. And he's already coding and doing crazy things on it. Because it's not the tool, it's the person using the tool. And that's what it's always going to be.
Yeah. I mean, I think I told, one of the things I told the audience was, I think with the presence of AI art, it will give a greater appreciation for natural art.
Yes.
Or should I say natural brilliance, like you spoke about.
Because if you notice, no matter how you look at it, when you create those AI-prompted visuals, there's a life missing. You can't create it. It's just what it is. And it's not because the AI is bad. It's just because there's something that humanity is able to put in something. And that's how it's supposed to be. It's the same way with your computer. Your computer can help you construct a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
But the beauty in a well-told print, ad, copy, it comes from the added genius of the human mind.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So, but do you think artificial intelligence will make us dumber or maybe reduce the natural
It will do
brilliance
both. It will make the dumb people dumber to make the smart people smarter. As simple as
to
that.
create the gap.
Yes, it will just widen the gap between them. It's the same way that computers and the advent of movies and Netflix, made those who would not read their books read it less. Meanwhile, those who are reading books have now started reading it as ebooks or are even buying more books. So it's just going to expose you for who you really are. That's what it will do.
So, I mean, you always speak about the fact that creativity is problem solving.
Yep.
I think nowadays, I mean, you also mentioned the statement that there's a lot of gateway for mediocrity to be hidden in art.
Yes. Yes.
So, I mean, when I picked up those two statements, why I brought it up was because I wanted to just be sure. I wanted to expand on it because I often find it also myself that sometimes I'm like, what are we doing here? We say this is art, but this guy's bullshitting us.
So, look, any society that glorifies mediocrity, any chance it gets to further glorify mediocrity, it will take it with open arms. So, I remember somebody was telling a story once of how he started to work at a government office when he was in NYSC. And in that government office, there was a computer. And the computer was like a holy grail. Nobody used to touch it because nobody knew how to use a computer. And then somebody needed to do something and he started using the computer for them. And he became the golden boy of the entire place. And that's what knowledge will do. But it also shows you that in the land of the blind, the one-eyed is king.
Yeah.
Because he wasn't doing anything that was spectacular.
Yeah.
It's just that in the land of 2/10, 3.5/10 is a star. And if we as a people who have over time found a way to glorify mediocrity in every shape, form, and manner of mediocrity, in a country where the president's convoy or the governor's convoy or anybody's convoy is the reason to stop economic work, is the reason to shut down an airport, is the reason why an entire road is blocked for hours on end, because it's passing. You are going to see even more displays of glorifying mediocrity. So when the very essence of the nation, the one that's supposed to give the nation leadership, when the pivot of the nation itself is hinged on the most mediocre things, the whole nation will follow suit. It is what it is.
Do you ever experience creative block?
No. Surprised? The question is why?
Why?
Okay, so here's why I never experience creative blocks. Because the creativity never comes from me. It never did. And I have always understood that. I like to think of it this way. If this bulb here now, or any of these lights, if any of them were to go off because power goes off here, I can't blame the bulb.
Yeah.
Power just went off. The bulb is just, for all intents and purposes, it's just almost like a funnel to bring out, to put the power out, to shine it out. If the wire was cut, I can't still blame the bulb. It's the wire that's the problem. And I like to think that I'm a wire or a funnel for ideas. God is the idea giver.
Yeah.
So I don't pressure myself. I just trust God that the almighty creator of ideas, give me ideas. Let me just put it down. So I'm not under pressure. So and that's how I've lived my life
And that's worked.
continuously, and it has worked for me.
How do you know if an idea is worth pursuing, and when do you know to pivot or to quit?
I think it's a gut feeling. It's a gut feeling. God, the Bible says the spirit of man is the candle of the Lord, searching all the inward parts of the belly. So the spirit of man, right, is where God is like a lamp, right? And you can tell sometimes you have easiness or uneasiness inside you. You know when, I need to push something. There's an intuition you have in you. God has given man intuition. You know. Now, sometimes because the idea is right, doesn't mean people are ready for it. Sometimes you need to know that the problem is not you, it's people. Right? There's a book I would recommend for all creative people. It's titled Damn Good Advice for People with Talent by a guy called George Lois.
Okay.
George Lois is the guy who, if you know the show Mad Men,
Yes.
the show is like
About
loosely made after him. So you will understand that when you have a great idea, sometimes the idea is almost like it's overpowering you. You can't help but fight for it. And that's how we are as creatives. So once you know it and you feel it inside you, know how to push it, find ways to push it, know when to pause on it too, and then know when to bring it up again when the chance comes. Because sometimes you present an idea to somebody and they're just not the right audience. They might, then maybe 2 years down the line, that same idea, somebody else buys it and loves it and you push it and they run with it.
So would you say, which of your campaigns, I know you say your best campaigns have not yet been shared with the world, right?
Mm-hmm.
But which of your campaigns are the most closest to your heart?
That's a good question. I think that I've been accused of being a dispassionate person.
Really?
Yeah, when it comes to that. When it comes to the ideas, I'm over passionate. But I think once it has come out, I'm now okay. It's almost like a mom that's about to give birth. All the pain and everything, and then you forget everything when it's done.
Yeah.
So that's how it is for me. I have fond memories. So I think the first one I have a lot of fond memory for is it was Malta Guinness Street Dance.
Yeah,
back then. Yeah, because it was my first big campaign that came out and everybody loved it. I was really, I had so many good memories of it because the woman that was in charge at the time, the brand manager for Malta Guinness, her name is Nikki Adebola, and I've worked with her so many times since then. This was 2009. She believed. She was the first, and I didn't know her. So I just presented the ideas, and even my own team members were like, "No, the person they should be doing more dancing, stuff like that." I said, "No, this is how she should say that is it. That's exactly what I want." And I was like, "Shit." As a client, I get it. I was so happy in my soul. I wrote the ads, wrote the radio ads, played the music. It was just, everything was just gelling. We'll go to all the, it now meant that we had activations across the nation for the events, the regional finals, and all of it was beautiful. Like, it was a joy to do. So that was it. I got to choose Clarence to shoot an ad for me, and Clarence shot and he killed it. So just so many good memories all wrapped in one.
Yeah.
So that was the one that was I was very fond of. And then as good as Idon Port is, it was a great campaign. Let's do more. I think I keep talking about the campaigns that I love not running. And that's what really hurts me. Maybe I'm too focused on them. Maybe I'm trying too hard to make them happen. But I feel like if only people will see the stuff I've come up with that haven't run, they will understand. The only one that I think that I felt like, yes, this is what I like to do was in 2021, there was an ad for Abeg.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. So Abeg, This Generation, and then the Piggy Vest, one of the Piggy Vest stories. Those two I loved. Other ones, I loved Niger All the Way. I'm angry about it because Super Eagles did not go out, did not last past the first round. That's the only, even though that campaign would have been, well, like it was so good that, Pepsi is not a sponsor for the World Cup, it's Coke, right? And it was so good that Coke ambassadors that went to Moscow for the World Cup, they were talking and they were shouting Niger all the way, which was our own brand. It was so crazy. When what's his name scored his goal, when Victor Moses scored the equalizer against Argentina, and Thomas Holt, if you watch it again, he hits his chest just like in the ad and says Niger all the way. So imagine if we had gone through, it would have been the most iconic of iconics. So, but yeah, hopefully the ones that I have coming, they actually come out and I'll say, I told you.
So what's your go-to song when you need inspiration?
I actually don't have a song. I have a playlist.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and none of it.
What will you typically find in that playlist?
All gospel songs.
Really?
Yes.
Whose names will we find?
Very old people.
Like?
Donnie McClurkin. Don Moen.
Really?
And our guy Ron Kennedy.
I would have even thought I would hear rap.
Nope. No rappers on my list when I'm going for that. So I'm playing I See the Lord.
Really?
I see the Lord exalted high upon the worship of the people of the earth. I mean, who better to go to than the creator of creators, the creator himself, when you want to get inspiration to create.
The real creator.
So then the only songs that play, that I go a bit further down, more than you're hearing Dusion Yeko's Glory song. You are holy, Lord God Almighty.
That shit of those portals.
Bro! The song is 20 minutes long.
Yes, 20 minutes
If you
long.
play it 3 times, you prayed for an hour.
That's it. That's the hack.
I'm giving you guys free game. So yes, that's what I go to. I love rap. I love all those things. I listen to them for fun. I listen to them for sport because I like to have it. Like they give me that. But when I'm going to go and create, It's not a sport. It's a dimension.
So when you're going to pitch, for example?
When I'm going to pitch, I'm in my element. I don't need anything. I don't need this connection with the people I'm talking to. Because I found that pitches are not won by how creative you are. They're by how much you connect. And people need to remember that.
Okay. So what's the weirdest thing that's ever inspired a campaign idea?
There are too many. I'm not sure I can even pinpoint one.
I mean, I know I heard of one that said Panadol was their gate man.
I love it. So I think that because I don't come up with the ideas, I can't really say, this inspired it.
Okay.
God just always, so that's how it always goes for me.
Okay, so what's a song, book, or piece of art that you've consumed recently that blew your mind?
Clips. Let God Sort Them Out, the album. Have you heard that album?
No, who's
Clips. Malice and Pusha T are Clips. The album, Let God Sort Them Out, is a masterpiece. I haven't listened to a lot of recent rap albums more than one listen. I get bored.
Okay.
But this Clips album,
Let God Sort Them Out.
yes. First song is titled "The Birds Don't Sing," featuring John Legend.
Hmm.
My goodness me. Nah.
I'll be taking a listen.
Oh, that album is too good. The lyricism on that album, my goodness. Everybody brought their A game, from Kendrick Lamar to I don't even, people that Nas killed
Nas was on it?
Yes. So there are 3 rappers on it: Nas, Kendrick Lamar, and what's the name of this foolish boy? Igor. How does his name skip my mind now? But Tyler, the Creator.
Tyler, the Creator.
Yes, all of them. Like even Tyler, when he said, when they told me I was going to be on the album, like he had to go and write his best verse. That at the point he almost called them and say, "I'm sorry, I can't do it. Nothing I'm writing is good enough." My God, Pharrell. Oh, produced the album from top to bottom.
Oh, really?
He did not
no,
miss.
Pharrell is...
He did not, no. Pharrell is great. He's a goat. But on this album, he broke levels. He broke levels. Then Stove God cooks his hook. Oh, goodness me. That album is perfection.
Wow.
Absolute perfection.
I'm listening to that right after this.
You should.
Okay,
writing. So Malice, or he calls him No Malice now because he's born again. Okay. So he's Pusha T's elder brother. These two boys are in their... Malice is in his 40s and Pusha T is in his 50s. No, Pusha T is in his 40s, Malice is in his 50s. And they came together to make one of the best things I've ever heard in their old age. The writing on that album. Malice is easily the best rapper this year. Nobody's touching him. God.
Okay. That's nice. So if you were a comic character from Marvel or DC, who would you likely be, and what would you hope to achieve?
If I was a comic character from Marvel.
I mean, Marvel or DC?
Yeah, or DC. I'll be either of the above. I'll either be Thanos. The problem is that when I snap my finger, Nigeria will still be overcrowded. So, but when I snap my finger, all the Nigerian politicians, okay, not all, Sha. First of all, don't disappear. All of you. So yes, Thanos, just for that, just to be able to save Nigeria, I'll be Thanos. Not because I want to be Thanos. I want to be Charles Xavier, I want to be maybe Gambit, maybe Cyclops. But for Nigeria's sake, I'll be Thanos. So I can save that perfect balance I'm looking for. Oh.
You give it to us.
When you snap finger and 100 million thieves disappear, we'll be all right. Perfectly balanced. Everybody that is Boko Haram, everybody that is, unknown gunmen, Fulani herdsmen, bandits, politicians. Is it?
Let's have a fresh start.
Let's have a fresh start, bro. Yes.
So I think my final question is, are there any upcoming projects or personal ventures you're excited about or you want to share?
Yes, there are. So I'm releasing 6 albums.
6 albums?
Yes, they're not all mine, so calm down.
Okay. Okay.
So I have this thing I started, Riot Music. And the idea is that we are going to put out music for grown-ups. Too often, the music that comes out is not for people my age. And they're talking trash that's not for people my age. So I'm partnering both from a gospel perspective and from secular perspectives with people who make music I think we should listen to.
Okay.
So first of all, my group, formerly called The Caliphate, now called The Brand. The album is ready. It will be out next month. After that, one of the group members, his name is Samurai, has an album coming out titled The Way of the Samurai. As a lady who is I'm very inspired and motivated to work properly because of how she teaches. Her name is Ebele the Servant. Okay. She has an album coming out. Okay. It's beautiful. Terry the Rap Man has an album coming out.
Terry the Rap Man is back.
Yes. The album is titled Teremba, which is his real name. That's what Terry stands for.
Yeah, Teremba,
yeah. There's a guy called Edward. Edward has an album coming out called Hereward. It's R&B, it's beautiful, it's absolutely top-notch music. And yeah, those are the ones on the right on the pipeline. I have my own album, which I'll drop when I've dropped all these ones.
Really?
Yes, the album is called Chukuka, which is my name.
Is it going to be a rap album?
It's a rap album.
Obviously.
Yeah, it is. So yeah, I'm putting out a bunch of projects, and I'm happy about the music.
Oh, why music though?
I've
I would
always
have
done.
thought you'd have said movies, something.
I have
else.
that coming too.
Okay.
Yes, I have 2 movies coming. I'm just going to get funding. There are movies that are going to knock off everything that is coming out right now. I promise you. It's movies that, I say that telling Nigerian stories that are more powerful than fiction. I have them. I don't want to go into them now till I finished. I want to let the cat out of the bag. Those are coming out, and a game coming out too.
A game.
Yes.
Interesting. I would like to hear more about that game.
Don't worry.
When it's
That's-
out.
Yes, that's going to be something special.
Okay, so
too.
that means after leaving Glue now. Yeah.
Yes, let's go and do some interesting stuff.
Okay, sounds exciting. Thank you so much, Chuka.
Thank you for having me.
It's been a wonderful more than an hour here having this conversation, and I've really, really learned a lot. I've been inspired by your journey.
Thank
you
you.
so much for sharing.
Thank you for having me, Venture Valley.
All right, have a wonderful day.
Cheers, everybody.
So thank you guys for joining us. It was an interesting conversation. I'm sure you enjoyed it like I did myself. Like you know, the best way to support us is to like, share, comment, and also another thing that you could do very well is to follow the guests. Follow the guest, follow his work, follow all the projects he's spoken about, because that's the way you can keep track of what he's doing. And also kind of lets him know that people on this channel also appreciate the great work that he's doing, And I promise to bring more guests, more conversations, more perspectives on this channel if you continue supporting us. So thank you, and I catch you on the next episode.